Hey, what is up, guys? So I just want to make a quick video going over a few things before the balance patch drops. We're actually about halfway through season 30, so I thought we could do like a mid-season review of what's changed. Maybe take a look at some replays, see what the higher ranking guys are doing, what they're playing, and look at some win rates, stuff like that, and maybe I'll give you some thoughts on what I think could be changed for the next patch. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so I think we can first start off with reviewing the patch from September. What's being used now that wasn't doing too well before. I would say we do see some Fire Geralts. We did see Wind Indra being used by less, so that's kind of cool to see. I wish I had one actually, because I think I would use it. Fire Geralt being able to decrease his cool times, and I think you can just lock people down with the skill 3, skill 2 combo. Really cool. I wish I had one too, but I don't. But if I ever get one, I would definitely use it. We have Nyx getting buffed. I don't see Nyx too much. I still think this is just kind of a sacky pick, unless you're using like a full debuff team and it's your second stripper. Maybe it could be good. I'm not really using him. But what else did they buff? This one right here, Sekhmet, I think this was really difficult for me to deal with so far this season, being able to decrease the target's attack bar, right? Because if my biggest counter to Sekhmet before this patch was to run a Swift Jemire, but now that Sekhmet decreases attack bar, obviously it messes the turn orders up, so I haven't really been using Jemire too much this season. Typically if I see Sekhmet, I can pick Wind Cookie and then you just 1-for-1 it. Or if they're picking like Ethna, Sekhmet, I think I have to just Bruiser, pick like Ragdoll or Raccoony or something. So yeah, this definitely changed a lot for me, and I think is one of the biggest reasons my win rate's been so bad. But what else did they do? Win by kind of being seen a bit, not too much. I think it's just kind of like sort of like a Dominic pick, but with you can strip silence. I think there's pros and cons to both, but yeah, kind of cool to see him. Tyrannus was buffed too as well, with the probably just for Sonya's. I'm not sure how much Tyrannus, or I'm sorry, how well it does into those sniper teams. I don't really run, like the Adriana Sonya team, so I'm not really sure. I tried them out and I didn't think it was that great. Typically they just ignore Tyrannus, kill everything else, and they have so much speed that they're going to be taking so many more turns than you. And I think, unless you land a ton of provokes and some procs, I think it's still it's not quite there yet. Rakan was kind of cool to see. We did see him in the SWC. We saw, I think, Les too? Maybe not Les, but there are a few players running it in the finals, I remember. But I think on ladder, there's a lot of like Leo Rakans, right? You see some Viola ones, some Vampire ones that could maybe just solo the entire team. Pretty cool. I actually should probably rune this up and try it out. Could be really good. Yeah, it's nice to see Rakan doing decent. Light Chokers, I don't think anyone's really tried these guys out. Dark Warrior, I actually tried this guy as one of the sniper counter picks, right? So you let them snipe out your team and you just stack your stone up 30%. Problem is that just still does no damage, so not really worth it. Maybe if this could stack up to like 100%, because with 30% damage up, you can't even kill like the Vanessa, which is the main problem, right? If you could kill Vanessa and the Sonya, it's probably pretty decent, but you can't do that as it is right now. So maybe they buff this up. And then I think these are like siege buff and nerfs. So yeah, that's pretty much the patch from last September. So yeah, kind of cool to just review it real quick. And then now I do want to go over and we can take a look at win rates. Okay, so we're gonna go over to SWRT and we can take a look at some of the statistics from this season. Again, we're only halfway through, so yeah, keep that in mind. So we're going to start with Guardian 1. No surprise here, we have Sauger with the highest pick rate. Again, probably the best probably I would say he's definitely like the best unit out of the, Trinity Force, I'd like to call them, Chandra, Velasauger. Right, being able to strip one unit, full cool time reset into a provoke and a pushback and an AoE pushback provoke onto everything. Even if they're fire units, you have, multiple activation, so, there's some 50-50 there's that you usually land even on fire units. So it's just been an absolute beast of a unit. It has everything. It has a really good defense lead. Skill 1 provoke, so even if he's reset or his stuff is on cooltime, he can shut stuff down. Skill 2 armor break and 2 a provoke. Solid unit. Definitely probably should get nerfed in my opinion. But yeah, we'll go over nerfs later. I think we'll just try and scroll through here just to get a good idea of what people are playing. Still playing, Hagang, of course, being second picked here. About 49% win rate. Ciara actually getting picked up a lot in Guardian once. I'm actually surprised about this. Yeah, I know you see a lot of Ciara with the LD cleaver stuff, like Veronica, Maxi, Han, Gianna's, a lot of CR Gianna's. I think that's probably why she's being picked up so much, is because of the Gianna buff. Would be my guess. But yeah, 32% pick rate, and it's over 50% win rate, and this is for G1 so she's apparently she's very strong. I didn't think she was ever that good after they nerfed, the Oracles got the skill 1 nerf, but and it's so weird because everyone who's played Ciara knows, like, you miss your bomb, you probably just lose the game. But apparently you just pair it with, like, Gianna, and she's still insane. So we have Oliver, 31% pick rate. 49.5, still, again, I hate this unit. I think it should still be nerfed. We can go over that later. But yeah, Oliver's still up here. Velajewel, 50.7% win rate. This guy, apparently Velajewel's better than Sauger, at least in G1. But yeah. Moving on, we got Vanessa, 49%, Chandra, 49%, and we have Gianna with a 52% win rate in G1. Absolutely insane. With a 20, oh my god, so many people have Gianna, don't they? It's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. Gianna and like Ragdoll too, down here at 50%, about 50.5% win rate, 24% pick rate. A lot of people have these because they're so old, right? It makes sense. Moving on, we got Leo, Zabala, Miles. Man, this surprises me as well because Miles is like probably one of my most hated units to fight. But we have him down here at a 48% win rate, which is pretty interesting. I mean, if you go look at Pooh, who I think is rank 1 right now, he's slamming Miles down like almost every game, which is, to me, is an indicator that he's very strong, but which is, it's strange to see this, especially because I think Miles kind of doesn't require a lot of rune quality, so you would think that the lower rank you go, he would do better. So I don't know. Interesting. Twin Angels here. Yeah, makes sense. And then we have Gapsu and then Juno. I'm just going to scroll really quick down a bit. Yeah, Ethna, Juno, Sonya. Okay, so makes sense. Trinity Force is still up there. I think we can maybe check out the... Let me see if I can pull up the AI generated tier list. Okay, yeah, so here's the Guardian 1 generated tier list from SWRT. There's no unit in Triple S yet, but we have Gianna right here. Gianna Sauger right at the front. Makes sense, right? I am surprised about the Viva being up here, double S tier, but everything else I think makes a lot of sense. Verona, actually, I would say Veronica should be up here, but that's just me. Ivor, I think, should also be up here. Um, yeah, there's nothing too. Yeah, see, here's the Miles in S tier. Even though he had like a 48% win rate, which is interesting, right? Nixon A tier. I don't know about that, but Han is down here. Yeah, some of these I think are just like, the higher room quality you have, the higher up on the list it will be. It really just depends on the player, I think. Obviously. Zerath in B tier. Okay, not bad, right? Better than C tier, I'd say. Yeah, if we were to go way to the bottom, I am surprised that Jara is down here. I mean, Jara doesn't require crazy good runes anymore, right? Because you don't need crit rate, so that's kind of interesting. Charlotte's actually down here. Charlotte usually always has a really high win rate. If you go back to the previous season, she's always like, I don't know, 52 plus. So I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, maybe you could swap over to G3 and we'll take a look. Douglas down here, really? Huh, that's interesting too. Okay, well, G1 is a bit of a wild card anyways, right? So a lot of stuff can work. So we're gonna monster list and we'll go G3. Anyway, I think we're just sorted by pick rates, by the way, so that's kind of what we want to see. So starting off, yeah, Sierra. Highest pick rate unit in G3. Makes sense, it's definitely the Exodia Cleavers doing this. Right, Sierra Veronica openers, Sierra Gianna openers. Sitting at 50% win rate, that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, 50%. I don't think they'll touch Sierra. Obviously, at 50%, it's a good unit. Not broken. I didn't think she was broken either. But yeah, it's actually very surprising to see that she's first pick, probably because of Gianna again. And then second on the list we have Sauger. So moving down one spot from G1 to G3. Again, 50% win rate. Interesting. So maybe they won't hit Sauger. I'd be maybe a bit sad, to be honest, if they don't. I mean, yeah, it's 50% win rate, but we've had the same. They really should shake the meta up a bit. All right, we've had a year of. Or have we actually had a year of Vela, Sauger, Chandra? Maybe half a year. But I just really hope they maybe change some things up for the next season at least. But yeah, I thought this would be higher, to be honest. Hey Gang, third for pick rate, but 48% win rate. That is crazy. Again, I would have expected Hey Gang to be at least a lot closer to 50% win rate. Yeah, it's really weird. Hey Gang is it's an anomaly apparently. Everyone complains about it because it is very good. Obviously, being able to have a free ragdoll passive on the cleanse mechanic, and then also countering single target strips as well as AOE strips. But there it is. It's 48.37 win rate. Really weird, right? So who knows? Maybe they'll just skip over Hey Gang again. Oliver, 49% win rate. It's Oliver. I mean, I think he should be nerfed, but if he's 49% win rate, they're probably not looking at him again. Gianna, here we go. 52% win rate. So her win rate just carries over from G1. In fact, it goes up in G3, I think, by 0.5%. But yeah, crazy. 52% win rate. It's not the highest win rate we've seen, right, from the past. Again, we're only halfway through the season, but you can remember, I think, was it Laura or something having 56 plus win rate at her height. I think Julianne was also in that territory as well. So yeah, 52% win rate. Pretty good. Vanessa at a 48% win rate. I think Vanessa's fine. I use her as like a core pick for me, but it does really suck when you miss the strip armor break, and sometimes you just lose because of that. So That's kind of the big distinction between Oliver and Vanessa. Like Oliver can solo carry a match, Vanessa kind of just can't. She's really just setting up kills for something else. Yeah, we got Twin Angels here, almost 51% win rate for round up. Pretty good. Strong. I don't think Twin Angels is too much of a problem. My only issue, I would say, is when you kind of get Ganny Hathored almost. Some games where, you know, they keep reducing the cooltime on like Chandra or Sagar. And it's just like never ending, right? You get slowed and then 1 or 2 Vioprocs is all they need to keep it up, really. Vela Jewel, 51% win rate. Really strong. Chandra actually had a higher win rate than Vela. 51. So we could see some Chandra nerfs again. Yeah, and so going down here, 49 on Ethna, 51 on Juno, which makes sense as a... I mean, seriously, like, if they're not going to nerf Exodia comps, what else can you pick, right? Like, you always have to pick a Juno a lot of the time. And even then, the Exodia comps can run a Juno over, right, with huge damage and additionals, so... Miles, 47% win rate in G3. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. You see Pooh picking this a lot, as well as some others. It's really good into me. Like, I hate seeing Oliver Miles openers. It's really hard for me. But we can talk more about him when we go to nerfs. Sonya, 51.5. Solid unit. Mike, I could see them maybe nerfing this a bit. I think the glance passive is a bit strong. But I mean, yeah, she really has shaped the meta quite a lot. If you think about it, everyone runs like minus wind or minus fire. And then if they don't do that, they just run a Sonya trap. So it is interesting to see. We'll see how they address that. But yeah, Zabala 50%, Ragdoll 50%, Leo 51%, and then Julianne's down here at 52%. Really strong, probably needs a nerf. TL at 52 almost, Laura 52, Corvarchi 52, yeah. So yeah, so the LDs are still doing pretty well, I would say. We're just gonna 54 on Han. That is crazy. Again, it's the Exodia cleavers and probably Obabo or something. But yeah, this is crazy. Han the best LD in G3 right now, probably. And yeah, I think we're getting into some lower pick rates here. Maxi at 49. 53 on Doma, 51 on Patter, 53 on Eleanor. Yeah, Nyx isn't doing well. Zeratul again, 52%, probably because of Obabo and Saren, right? Silver, 52%, really strong unit right now. Kiara, 52. Okay, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tier list now. And there you have it. Gianna, triple S tier. I guess because based on pick rate plus the win rate puts her up here. Yeah, I guess Han, even though Han has a 2% higher win rate, not as much pick rate, right? So it makes sense. Gianna, I hope Come To Us is coming for you. So, okay, yeah, maybe we'll just go over some of the nerfs maybe some nerfs and buffs that I would like to see for this batch that we should be getting, I think, this weekend, if you're watching this video. The 23rd. But yeah, so let's start off with Gianna. I think there's two things they could do. Is either they're going to be buffing the free-to-play counter picks like Veramos, Tetra. I think that Dark Dokkaebi, the most recent HOH, had potential. If you look at the passive, it was like, when this unit is under inability effects, something happens, right? That could probably get buffed and maybe be a nice free-to-play counter pick for her. But other than that, I think they probably need to look at skill 3. I've heard a lot of good suggestions saying that they should make, instead of a stun, it should be a sleep, right? That way, you'd have to focus one unit instead of just going ahead and comboing off with a bunch of other AoE units. So I think that is a pretty good change. That's probably the only change they can do, unless they want to do the classic Calm to Us nerf and just nerf the activation rate on the stun, which I don't think is fun for anybody, right? They could change this. Strip chance is still 100%, but then the activation rate for the stun is like 70. I hope they don't do that, because I think nerfs like that are just not fun. Just makes things really inconsistent and unreliable. So yeah, hopefully they hit Gianna right. Moving on, I think Corvarchi. Overall, I would say the puppeteers are, well, all of them are really good, right? Smycer can solo carry game. Corvarchi just has endless. You get Exodia basically, right? He always has attack buff immunity up on everybody. Yeah, puppeteers are really strong. I think they could maybe take that skill 1 healing from 15% down to 10% maybe. A small nerf. The healing is pretty insane though. Like, I've had a lot of games that I couldn't close out just because, something lived with 1 HP. The Smycer skill 1s and then it procs and heals again, and it's just like, oh, your whole team's silenced, pushed back, and they're healing up, right? I think Twin Angels is fine. Sauger, I think probably they should the attack bar pushback maybe should go to 50%. Would be right. It's that, or you take away the AoE provoke, something like that. In my opinion, pushback is much more valuable than a provoke. Think of like the games where you pick Veramos into Sauger. A lot of the time, they can keep Vero pushed back, or they land a slow on it and push it back, and they can actually control Veramos pretty well that way sometimes. So I think they should hit the AoE provoke. Something like that would be good. And then maybe they could look at the Bison family skill 1. I know it's something like 70 or 80% provoke chance. Maybe they could drop that a bit. Han is fine, even though he has an insane win rate. I think Han is just a fair fun unit. Like, don't touch it, it's fine. It's very strong, it's good. There's counterplay, I would say. Han is good. Don't touch Han. Chandra. Chandra, I think the skill 1 is still a bit overloaded, right? It's not even 100% crit. It's a guaranteed crit, 75% chance strip, and then a 30% chance stun. Or is it? I think it's 15% chance stun now. Yeah. So I think that's just too much still. I think they could maybe either one, take the strip chance completely away. I always thought it was really awkward for him to have that low chance strip. It made some of the drafts kind of weird sometimes. When people would pick no AoE strip, so you try to slow cleave them, but it's like, well, wait, the Chandra can still strip something, and then Sauger goes, and all of a sudden 2 of your units are shut down. So yeah, maybe take away the strip chance, or instead of guaranteeing the crit, make it have 100 crit rate. That way he can glance if he hits wind units, right? So element advantage matters a bit more, right? Better for the draft, I think. More counterplay to it. Moving on, we have Julian. How do you hit Julian, man? I really don't know. I've heard some suggestions that you increase the skill 2 by 1 turn, and then a 3-turn cooltime on the skill 2 would be pretty harsh, I think. So really you have to look at the passive. Or, I did hear a change that I liked was to remove the crit rate bonus on the skill 2. That way you have to invest more stats into crit rate. Right, so a bit of a, maybe you lose out on some damage because of that, right? You want to hit the 100 crit rate. Other than that, maybe they could also increase the amount of HP he leeches off teammates. But other than that, it's how do you hit this other than those two things? But we'll see. Vanessa's fine. I complain about Laura a lot, but I'm not sure what you can do. They've already nerfed the strip rate quite a bit, right? I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments or something. I'm not sure how you would touch Laura at this point, even though she is 52% win rate in G3, which is pretty good. Yeah, I don't have any ideas for Laura. Sorry. Okay, Velajul. Velajul, the skill 2 is insane, right? It's a 2-turn armor break, damage, 15% heal on a 2-turn cooltime. That is way too good. In my opinion, if they're gonna leave it like that, it should go up 1 cooltime. Right, like 2-turn cooltime is just, it's so good, even into resets, right? Because you just proc 1 time, and you have a kill setup with healing. I know a lot of Fermion abusers will probably not like that, but unless they can separate Velajul's skill 2 from Fermion, like maybe give Fermion the Awakening skill bonus or something. But yeah, the Velajul became insane when he got the healing. But other than that, maybe they could drop the armor break from 2 turns to 1, just like Sagar, right? Because Sagar has a 1-turn armor break on skill 2. Yeah, Vela's really good right now. Oliver, okay, I will do my my rant that I usually do, right? He's a 33 speed lead that can just has basically no cooltime as long as you don't get AC res checked. Good base stats, and because he has cooltime reset, it's actually, which can't glance, he's good into fire units. So in my opinion, that just makes him kind of OP, even though his win rate is down. I think that's just because we've played against it so much, and there's so many counter picks, and people know how to draft into him, really. But I mean, he's like probably the only 33 speed lead that can kind of solo carry a game by himself, right? Samath can't do that unless it's a perfect setup. Vanessa for sure can't do that. Oliver can. Which doesn't make sense to me. So for Oliver, I would say, like, his kit is not 33 speed lead tier, it's 24 speed lead tier. So if they want to keep it like that, in my opinion, of course. Other than that, I would say break up the infinite skill 3 into skill 2 into skill 3 into skill 2 by bumping up his skill 3 by 1 turn cooltime. That way it's, 3-2-1, 3-2-1, right? Something like that. I think it would be a bit more fair. Veronica, I think she's good, but not sure what else they can do. Veronica's taken quite a lot of hits already. And I think her win rate reflected that. It was like a bit above 50%. So yeah, and then Ragdoll, I don't think I think Ragdoll is I mean, I have one, so maybe I shouldn't talk about Ragdoll. I think it's fine though. S tier. So we have Hey Gang. In my opinion, take away that Ragdoll part of the passive, where I think if something gets cleansed, the whole team gets 20 bar. They just take that away and see how it does. It has like 2 passives basically, which is weird. Again, his win rate is pretty bad in both G3, G1, but his pick rate is really high, so I'm not sure how they balance that out, but that's what I would suggest for him. Moving on here, the Dokkaebi. Will Dokkaebi get hit? I don't know. I mean, we have Killian Bell, of course, doing really well with it. But that's Killian Bell, who has like probably the best runes, best monster box in the game. I don't remember what his win rate is. We kind of glossed over that. I think it was somewhere around 50, maybe a bit above 50%. So I think he's probably okay. Ivor. Okay, so for Ivor, my issue with her is the strip on the passive, because you have games where she strip stuns, absorbs, and then she will actually lap your team and then strip armor break something, and I think that's kind of dumb. It's a bit too much. I think you just put the strip on the skill 2, and I think that would be fine. Right? She just goes crazy sometimes. Wounds is fine. Neff is fine. I think those are all fine. Silver, I think Silver's fine. He's just good. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he needs like a nerf or anything. Yonhong's fine. Zerdy's fine. These are all fine, right? Sonya, again, maybe they could drop the glancing hit passive thing or something. I don't know why she has that anyway, so... But they probably... it's that or they're buffing anti-snipe units, probably. But yeah, Sonya really has shaped a lot of the meta in terms of how people build stuff, right? You know, you have the Sonya high defense traps, and then everything's like minus wind. Eleanor. Unfortunately, I don't think there's really a nerf for Eleanor, even though I hate playing against it, and I have one, which I don't use because I think it's kind of sacky. But it had like 53% win rate, which is really high, but I'm not sure what you do. It's like a Nyx, but it's actually good. So I'm gonna, maybe you guys can help me out with that one. And let's see, moving on to A tier. See, I haven't really talked about buffs, have I? I mean, I don't think we really need to talk about buffs in double S and S tier, right? Any of the Gapsu, yeah, I think these are all pretty good. Miles, I mean, we saw the win rate on Miles. It doesn't make any sense to me. I hate Miles. Does it? Let's ask ourselves, does it make sense that a unit on Vio gets to outspeed Swift units, and then, oh wait, it's full tank and it still does tons of damage? Oh, and it has a defense lead, arena defense lead. And it can also strip stun. Yeah, I mean, yes, it does get pretty, I wouldn't even say hard countered by Leo. If you guys have noticed, like, Miles still hits like 4K into, even if they pick the Leo right, so, and he still can strip stun, so he's not like completely useless if you pick a Leo into it. At least in my experience. But yeah, I just don't think units like this are good. Like, it's not good game design where Vio units can outspeed Swift. It ignores elements basically in terms of the damage. Obviously, you can still glance the strip stun, or just the stun. And then it's full tank and it can do tons of damage. I hate units like that. Even though the win rate doesn't reflect it, I think it's kind of stupid, but they probably won't nerf it if it's at 47% win rate in G3. Let's see what else. Seimei. Is Seimei a problem? Seimei is really good. She counters like snipes, CC teams, and immunity teams. Like, she does everything, and she heals. So it's like, she's crazy good. I'm not sure how you would touch it though. She's just doing everything really. So but yeah, I don't know how you'd nerf it. I don't have any suggestions for maybe the healing or something. And yeah, I think these are fine. I don't really have any problems with these guys. Maybe buff the Jaeger. What, that 30% revenge, just, it's 30%, right? Or is it 50? But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Bit strange there. Fermium's pretty good. Bella's really good. Yeah, I don't think any of these need to be touched. Zerath in C tier. My bad. Yeah, buff Zerath, please. He needs it. Random skill 3 damage. 7% damage increase. I'll take it, right? Now, if they were to... there's a few things they could do. Like, if he gives himself a turn on a kill, that would be pretty cool. Or, this would remove the counterplay to him, but I think it would be nice if he always did the max skill 3 damage, no matter what his HP was at. Again, like, it's kind of... I think it's good that he has counterplay, right? You just hit him. Moving on here... I think these are all fine. Shan, okay, I think the Chimeras finally need that base speed buff, right? They're all like the Beast Monks, right? Where it's 95 base speed or something like that. And yeah, they could be bumped up to 100, I would say. That would be great. Volantis, I hate this unit. But it is countered by Hagang. It is a lower percent chance to proc, so kind of just a sacky pick sometimes. A Chroma, what can they do to a Chroma? A Chroma's pretty good, I think, if you're a like full bruiser player. I've tried to use her with Juno a lot into the, the maxi cleavers. Sometimes it just doesn't work out though. Or like she needs to be able to heal herself somehow, but if they do that, maybe she's too good. Like I always wish they could change the skill too, so it wasn't enemy max HP scaling. That way you could build her on Vampire. Because if you guys don't know any skill that scales off enemy max HP or something like that, it can't be affected by Vamp. So you can't build her Vamp, but you only benefit on the skill 1. So you just have the skill 1 over and over again. But yeah, I always thought it'd be nice if we could build a Chroma on Vampire, but you probably shouldn't right now. Like Gojo. Ooh. I don't know, I'm drawing a blank on that thing. I still want one, but yeah, the Gojo family probably still needs some work, right? Moving on to others. Nerf Douglas, please, even though it's down here. It's really dumb. I think the max glance chance on his passive should go to 40%. That way, people are less incentivized to pick him into, fire, water, LD stuff. In my opinion, he should really just be like a pick into wind units, heavy wind and fire drafts, right? But people a lot of the time will just pick it into me because of, obviously I use Charlotte's Wrath, and then it's a 50-50 whether he wins or not, and I just don't like drafts like that. Right? It should be more of a heavy wind counter instead of 50% chance to glance into basically everything if you build it right. I think these are all fine. Abellio, I would love to see some Abellio nerfs, even though it's down here. I think that just the passive, having no cool time, like weird things can happen. Where, right, you like just, it procs, he heals. He procs back into Druid form. And then you inevitably, give him another full turn because you have to. I don't know. It just seems a bit strange that the passive doesn't have a cool time because he cycles really fast. And it's not like he's just healing. He's also has a stun, provoke, and good skill 2 damage, right? So it's like, if you guys want to take away something from him, like take the damage away or hit the passive. I don't know. I just know it's kind of annoying to deal with this sometimes. What else here? I think that's it. These are all fine. Gurkha could maybe get a buff, right? Lest has been using it. It's been actually kind of funny to watch him use it. When he uses it, it looks really strong. But that's Lest, so bit of an anomaly probably. Yeah, I think that's it for buffs and nerfs in my opinion. So yeah, I just wanted to maybe take a look at rankings now. So we have Pooh at 2,300. He's 150 points above everyone else. Sphinx here. Neff, it's nice to see Neff up here, rank 3. I know he's been doing a lot of like Sigrid Ragdoll, cleaves. He's been cleaving, I think. So thing is, I think he deletes all his replays. Come on, Neff. What the heck, man? No, it makes sense. He's trying to stay into Legend tournament range, so I hope he makes it. True Whale up here as well, rank 4. Jin Yao, Ismu, KB's here. Obabo, I think Elmimo and Nicholas. Oh, Zaza's up here too at 2K. David, Rageki. Okay, yeah. So I mean the usual suspects, right? So yeah, maybe we can take a look at some of their replays. I know Babo's been having a lot of fun with you know, like Saren. Probably like just started the Saren meta, right? If people are running it. Saren, Zeratu Han. But now he pulled a Nephthys, of course he did, right? So now he's running this stuff. So it's kind of funny. Sphinx deleting his replays. Matsu hasn't really been playing, but he's just picking boring stuff. No offense. Boring meta stuff. Poob deletes his replays. Cabrera always does some cool stuff. Vanessa Ragdoll. Yeah, it's kind of doing some meta stuff with Jara. He always does cleaves, right? Let me see. Is there a Saren game? I'd love to see a Saren game here. Here's apps. Did he win this one? It looks like he lost that one, unfortunately. He's got a win Bayek here. Wait, into he let this thing through? I guess he has the Adriana. Let's check this one out. Yeah, Jar gets banned out, bans the Nana. So I'm just curious to see what this win Bayek will do. Ooh. Big hit from the Dougie. Takes it to half HP, but that's really... and look at that. Had attack buff, was water, glanced. Unbelievable, right? Let's see, Raigeki. Okay, yeah, see, Raigeki is kind of doing... I know he's doing Oliver Miles, Hagang, and then Sierra Sekhmet, second pick, right? Yeah, with Chandra. And of course, Hagang Laura. Pinky. Yeah, Pinky's been doing first pick Saren, which is pretty cool, right? Man, if you guys haven't tried Saren out, you really should build one. It is so much fun. Like, just, you can literally pick Vanessa, Saren, and then whatever else you want to play with. It'll probably work. El Mimo. Of course, Mr. Ragdoll. Nothing crazy. I know he got Zenisek, which was new this season. He's been doing pretty well with it, probably. Of course, I don't know how he always gets like the best bruiser LDs. Like, it's crazy. Kind of like Levert. I know Levert gets like every LD5 he's gotten is for bruisering. Let's see, Jin Yao deletes his replays. Levert still doing. I love how Levert really hasn't changed his stuff up. He's just doing the same thing. Annabelle, yeah, and his Sekhmet. Let's see, I think this is Lest. So as you can see, Silver Windchalker, the Windchalker. He may be onto something, right? Let's see this one. Now there's no strip. But now the wind chakra is coming. Oh, look at that damage. I mean, it was okay. But can Oliver do it? 16,000. It's Vio. Not even critting. It did that much. Yeah, that wind chakra looking pretty scary. See, what's Tudu doing? Vanessa Bella. Gianna. I mean, it's basically Geldnir Chandra. What happened here? Silver. Josu. He's slamming Geldnir down. Interesting. Oliver Yanhong. Korvarchi, pretty strong. Yeah, and he also uses the Van Cleef 3 days ago. This is Shushay. Slicky's deleting his replays, Neff deleting his replays, and KB. Let's just take a look at this one. This is a Yuldong game. Yeah, he did this in finals too. He did like Chandra, Yuldong, Eleanor, right? But looks like that thing is cooked. Heaven's Gate, procs into a swing. It's like almost 7,000 on the skill one. Oh, and another proc, 7K. Yanhong gets the heal off. We might lose this one. It's looking pretty good for Effie. Oh, lands the slows though. Yeah, gets a proc. Oh no. No pushback. Oh, no armor break, and that's it. I think. Yeah, he just kind of maybe out-procced him, and wow, it's crazy. I wish we could see Pooh, what Pooh's doing, but I'm pretty sure last time I saw him playing, he was doing like Oki Miles, which is pretty interesting, right? But yeah, guys, all right. I think that's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what you think about my buff nerf ideas. Did I miss anything? You know, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new patch. Hopefully a new meta forms, because I am... I mean, as you can see here, 54.4% win rate. I just got back into G3 today. Definitely not going to hold it, of course, but yeah, it's been a rough season, so I hope they make some big changes now that SWC is over. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.